Welcome to CT Pulse on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chaplinsky, and later in today's show we're going to be talking with one of our news editors about a superintendent controversy in Ridgefield. But first, I have two guests joining me from the Jordan Porco Foundation, which aims to prevent suicide and promote mental health for young adults. Now, Gillian Anderson joining me and student ambassador Nicole Thompson. Guys, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Now, Gillian, we've had you on before to talk about Jordan Porco, but for those who haven't seen that, how did you get involved?
The Jordan Porco Foundation is doing programs that are very close to my heart. They're doing peer-to-peer programs at the high school level and at the college level. I lost my own daughter, Abby, to suicide 3.5 years ago. Actually, it's almost 4 years ago. Time kind of stands still, and I know that we've talked about this before, but yeah, it's tough, and I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something to honor her life, and the Jordan Porco Foundation is doing life-saving work.
Right, so a student like Nicole is so important to that mission because a lot of times, someone else in college will want to talk to a peer. As you said, it's much easier to do so.
Right. And we educate students on how to look for the signs, how to be aware, how do you know when somebody mentions contemplating taking their own lives, or they might say, that they need some help, or you have to distinguish the difference between somebody being dramatic and somebody really reaching out for help and crying out for help, but not knowing how to articulate that. And Nicole, you might want to highlight that a little bit more, because you certainly know what some of the warning signs are and what to look for.
I know when I did the Chalk on the Sidewalk event, a lot of my friends, they were helping me write it all around campus, and a lot of them were like, yeah, I actually didn't know that. Things like giving away belongings. A lot of people you don't really pick up on that. You just think of it as a nice gesture, but if that's something to look for, and that's part of speaking up about it, because if you need to be aware about the signs and look for them in people who might be struggling. So giving away belongings is definitely a big one. Kind of saying, oh, it would be better if I wasn't here, or you might be better off without me, things like that, without directly stating it or kind of hinting towards it.
Yeah, and you take those things very seriously, and that's when you start to ask questions. And one of the things I really want to emphasize is it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for help, and it's certainly okay to ask somebody if they're suicidal. Are you feeling suicidal? And then you follow that by, I'm here for you, I want to help you. You can say that you want to help to make a difference by pointing them in the right direction, and you just want to listen. You want to be there and listen. Makes all the difference in the world sometimes. We have tents. There's therapy dogs. There's the elephant in the room. There's all these wonderful topics that are brought up, and all of a sudden students are realizing that other students are talking about their own mental health and talking about mental illness and talking about suicide prevention. Again, these are critical things, as Nicole said. People are just starting to talk about it, but it takes a lot to draw it out of someone who's struggling. And the important messaging that we have with Fresh Check Day is that you're not alone. This is something we all have to take care of our own mental health. We try to get rid of the stigma of mental illness, which is something that people deal with every day. I think it's 1 out of 5 adults has had some kind of form of mental illness, and suicide is the second leading cause of death for young adults aged 14 to 25. So those statistics are staggering, and these programs are saving lives. So again, back to Fresh Check Day, we connect students with the mental health services on the college campuses. And you know what? There are amazing results. Over 82% of students say they now know how to look for the signs in someone else that might be dealing or struggling with suicide or with mental illness. Students are much more comfortable in talking about their own issues and are willing to ask for help. So that's what we, that's the biggest reason that we do these programs, because we are saving lives.
Right. And Nicole, I know you're pursuing nursing. Is mental health something you think that you'll be passionate about going forward, once you're finished with school?
Yeah, I'm very undecided, but I think I might want to go into psychiatry.
That's awesome.
With that.
Good for you. And Galen, I really want to talk about a special event, because all these programs we're talking about and all the work that Jordan Porco is doing needs support. And a big part of that is a gala coming up next month that you guys are having, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for highlighting our gala. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And our theme is putting mental health on center stage. Step up, stand up, and show up. And we picked kind of this Broadway theme because it's so relevant today. Obviously, Broadway shows like Dear Evan Hansen or Spring Awakenings, they're right in front of you, and it's a way of expressing feelings, obviously, when you go see a Broadway show. And we have some amazing actors that are coming in from New York City. We have a group of fantastic Broadway kids that are going to be doing some numbers. And we also have two-time Tony Award winner James Naughton, who's going to be hosting the whole thing, who's just fantastic. So the gala theme is really there because this is something we can all do in our daily lives, is make sure that mental health is really educate yourself. Make sure that you are, again, looking for the signs, and you're just aware of other people and what they're going through. The gala is taking place on April 7th at Foxwoods Resort and Casino. It's in the evening. It starts at 5:30, and of course we're going to have the cocktail reception and silent auction and dinner, and it's really an uplifting event. It's a feel-good event. And we hope that people will come and support the gala, and if for some reason you can't make it, we are a not-for-profit organization, and we would absolutely love to see any donations. Makes such a big difference in the work that we're doing. Again, this is life-saving work. I've done fundraising for over 26 years. Yes, this is very close to my heart, but to see the difference that our programs are making is just it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding, and it's somebody like Nicole, who again is really leading the way with what we're doing. We are so grateful.
Amazing. And really, it's a fun night out to support an amazing cause. So you can go and have a great night and be supporting the work that you guys are doing. How can people get tickets? Yeah,
absolutely. They can go to jordanporcofoundation.org/gala. And there's also discounted hotel rooms that are available right now, but only until the end of this week. So it's a fun night out. It's fun to hang out afterwards. And again, this is our 3rd annual gala and our largest fundraiser of the year, so very, very important.
Now, Gillian, before we let you guys go, if someone out there is struggling right now, what do you suggest they do? Or if you love someone that you think is struggling right now?
Yeah, again, I think it's critical to ask if they are feeling suicidal. We call the helpline, which is something that's so important. It's 1-800-273-TALK. That's the suicide prevention hotline. And just be there for them and listen. Really, really listen, and then you can decide together what to do. It's okay to not be okay. There are a lot of ways to get help. There are a lot of ways to get help, and so many people are actually very successful through medication and through therapy. I'm not an expert, but again, it's the stigma that we need to get rid of. When you start feeling, for example, with depression is a disease. It makes you, it's like if you broke an arm. If you broke an arm, you take care of it. Or if you have cancer, people want to help you. It's very, very important. And again, having these open discussions is what is going to save lives.
Right. I mean, you say that it's one of the, few kinds of diseases that people will say, well, tough it out. You wouldn't say that, as you said, if someone had a broken arm or they were suffering from cancer.
No,
It's
but
the same.
sadly it does happen, and you need to be able to distinguish, especially in young adults, you need to be able to distinguish what the signs are and what to look for. And again, educate yourself. It's the best thing you can do.
Well, I just want to thank you both so much. You're doing such incredible work. Gillian, we met, not long after Abby passed, and I'm just so
Yeah.
impressed with what you've done
Thank
in her
you.
memory. It's amazing. And Nicole, amazing work that you're doing at your school, so keep it up, seriously. All right, thank you both so much. We're going to step out for a break here on CT Pulse, and we'll be back with more after this.